Hey everyone, it's Will here at Hemans, and today we're going to talk about how to care for your petunias. We were doing a thing on geraniums before and also on fertilizing, and it was a common question that came up about how do you keep your petunias looking great. And we're going to talk today about feeding them, deadheading them, and pruning them back. And those are going to be the three things that are going to help you to look like a garden rock star when you have your petunias. So you've selected a basket, or you have these beautiful wave petunias, which are the ones that kind of spread out, or you have the rambling petunias, which are the ones that are going to grow up like this and then kind of spill out like a mushroom. No matter whether you have one of these or you also have those super petunias or some of those cool new varieties that we have, so long as you don't have a garden petunia, which are those ones that you'd buy in the 4-pack that kind of grow upright, the information we're talking about today is for every one of those except for the garden petunias. So when you get them, the first thing you want to do is take care of them well by feeding them and watering them. So petunias like to be watered regularly because they go in full sun, which means they're going to be dried out in that hot summer sun. And feeding regularly is using the blue stuff or a 20/20 or a Miracle-Gro type water-soluble fertilizer like this one here that you're going to be putting in your watering can and applying at least one time per week, if not twice, because if you remember, petunias are those high-octane plants that give us 110%, and in order to look great all summer long, we need to feed them because they're running a marathon and we want them to do really well. So once you've fed them, they're going to grow beautiful, and they can start out nice and compact and tight like these guys here, but over time they can get a little bit stretchy, and just like us, they sometimes need a little haircut to stay fresh. So when you have your petunias that are like that, they could, if you don't fertilize them well, or if you don't keep them nice and tight, they can develop a little bit of habit like this where they get really stretchy and then it's a little bit of a mess. And that's how we know that petunias are like boys, because they get this little bit of male pattern baldness going on. So in order to keep them from looking like this and staying nice and tight, what we want to do is get ourselves our pruning shears or our garden scissors, and what we want to do is go in and selectively prune these guys back. And what that means is that we're going to take some of these main shoots, so you have your main shoots that the plants are growing on, and on those ones there you're going to have a lot of growth nodes. So those are the parts where off of that main shoot you're going to have new growth coming in. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pruners or our scissors and we're going to cut them back. So we're just going to go just above one of those growth points. So now we have this shoot in there, and just like Medusa, these are going to grow back even stronger than ever. So we're going to have a tighter plant that's going to grow back lower. So we're going to cut that right in there. And just so this one is gone, but now we have these side shoots that are going to develop, and they're going to fill in nice and tight, and you're going to get new growth that's going to reset and make you look great all summer long. So you got to do that before it gets to this point here. If you are worried about cutting all your flowers off, what you can do is you can do selectively on a few branches every week or so, and it's not that much work because you're just doing a couple. But what that means is that you have them all set to bloom at different times. So they're going to continue to look showy, but there's going to be some of them that are a little bit tighter, so they're going to stay uniform and then bloom at different times. If you have one of those petunias, then you're also going to be worrying about deadheading them. But I'm here to tell you that breeders these days have done an excellent job of making it super easy to have these petunias, because you can see on this specimen right here that we have all these beautiful flowers, but what you cannot see is deep down inside behind this new growth is the old growth right in here. And with these petunias, what they do is they actually shrivel up, and if we were outside and not in the greenhouse, the wind would blow this away because they're super light. And so all you have to do with these ones is just enjoy them. If you don't get a lot of wind, you can give them a little bit of shake and some of that stuff will fall out. But these, the new growth will come out and constantly cover the old growth. So not only do these petunias just shrivel up super tight, they'll just get covered if they don't get blown away. So they're very easy that way to continue to look good. If you happen to have double petunias, these are the ones that are super showy, but these are the one exception to that rule. So they're going to be like your garden petunias. So with these ones here, as they flower and fade out, they're going to start to, again, shrivel up like this one here, but then these are going to need to come, you need to come in and pull these ones out so that you have your finished spent ones like that. All you do is you pull those ones out when they're needed to, and they'll look great as well to stay fresh. So what we're going to do with our petunias as a recap, we're going to make sure that we're feeding them well, we're watering them regularly, so we're feeding once, if not twice a week with a water-soluble fertilizer. We're cutting them back when necessary, and we're deadheading only this variety. Otherwise, we don't even need to worry about deadheading these petunias because these ain't your grandma's petunias. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. Good luck out there with those beautiful petunias that are going to last all summer long.